So today's video is once again going to be about Saitama, and today we will discuss the fight between Saitama and God, one of the most hyped battles in the entire series. And if we include all the anime fights, it would definitely rank in the top 10. I'm going to kick off the discussion of this fight with this video, so if you're interested, keep watching. Now, in the previous part, we saw that after the Monster Association's defeat, everything was going smoothly on Earth. But then, the Cheetah Girl makes her entrance, and right behind her, God is heading towards Earth. Before God can even enter Earth, both Saitama and the Cheetah Girl sense that something big is about to happen. It was already midnight, and a very bright light appeared in the sky, and then, when God finally made his entry, it was literally like a force of nature. Just as God entered Earth, he split an entire mountain in two, flying right through it without even attacking. After this, through the narration, we learn that these gods, while capable of traveling through black holes, are mentally unstable due to cosmic radiation. As a result, as soon as these gods spot a new planet, they decide to destroy it. Maybe the same thing is going to happen on Earth, just like God had already started it. As soon as they enter Earth, we see Cheetah Girl, who shows Saitama, Garu, and Genos a dimension stone. With the help of this stone, she can freely travel across the entire star system. She had used it to escape from God's grasp and reached Earth. The three of them didn't have much clarity on what was happening, but they understood enough to realize that they could use this dimension stone to reach God instantly, to the very location on Earth where God had entered. Since Cheetah's senses told her that these three were among the strongest warriors on Earth, she decided to take them to God. As soon as they teleported to God's location, the three of them arrived in style, but Saitama just kept his usual normal expression. Once they reached the location, when they looked around, the devastation was overwhelming. They were all wondering what had happened here. And just then, through the air pressure, they realized that something was moving toward them. As the scene unfolds, imagine standing by the roadside when a bus rushes past, creating a gust of air pressure that you can't help but feel. Now, amplify that sensation 100-fold. For the entity speeding toward them was no ordinary being. It was God. His arrival wasn't subtle. It was dramatic, almost apocalyptic. God was tearing through an entire mountain as he advanced toward the group, his very presence creating an overwhelming force of air pressure. Even Garu, known for his fearlessness, was momentarily shocked, his composure breaking as he muttered, "What kind of entry is this?" On the other hand, Saitama stood calm and composed, silent but ready to fight. The tension was palpable. Garu, never one to back down, took the first step, launching into his signature flowing water-smashing rock fist. His movements were lightning fast, each strike deadly, but God was faster. Effortlessly, he dodged every attack, making Garu's incredible speed seem almost meaningless. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Genos stepped forward, his eyes glowing with determination. Charging up his Enration Canic, he unleashed a powerful blast aimed directly at God, but God countered effortlessly, unleashing his own attack. The sheer force of it not only nullified Genos' blast but tore through it like it was nothing, heading straight for the cyborg hero. As Genos braced himself for the worst, Saitama moved. In the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Genos, shielding him from the devastating attack. His timing was impeccable, his expression unshaken, while others could only watch in awe and fear. If that attack had struck Genos directly, it would have undoubtedly resulted in his demise. The sheer scale of the attack becomes evident from the panels depicting its intensity. However, God doesn't waste any time. The moment Saitama moves Genos to a safe location, saving him, God appears immediately at the scene. Without hesitation, he attempts to engulf both Saitama and Genos in a single, all-encompassing attack. Saitama reacts instantly, pushing Genos out of harm's way, saving him once again. Saitama takes the attack head-on, and though he remains unharmed, the force of the strike hurls him far away, crashing into a distant mountain. Witnessing this, Genos is left in utter shock, but God is far from done. He executes another move, one so casual it's terrifying. He merely plunges his hand slightly into the ground and swipes it through the air. The resulting destruction is catastrophic, leveling an entire surface in the blink of an eye. Even Garu, a seasoned warrior, is left speechless at the scale of devastation caused by such a minimal gesture. Genos, unfortunately, bears the brunt of this colossal destruction. The aftermath leaves him completely shattered, his body reduced to debris. What's even more terrifying is that this wasn't even an intentional attack by God, just a display of his overwhelming power. God then turns his attention to Garu, and something inexplicable happens. Garu begins to feel an unusual sensation, as if some alien force is influencing him. He finds himself somewhere else, standing bare, as the god attempts to take control of his powers, saying, "You're very stubborn, always wanting more power just like all the other humans. You're incredibly greedy, but still, I will give you the power, but only on one condition, that you use it to destroy everything that exists on this planet." The god continues to explain to Garu that he's not the first one to be given powers. There have been others before him, but all of them were useless. None of them succeeded in destroying the planet. They all failed, and the biggest reason behind it, as we all know, is their own shortcomings. The god goes on to say, "If you, like the god I believe in, do as I say, then you'll be the most powerful, but you can't surpassing me." Garu falls silent for a moment and then starts smiling because he remembers everything he has gone through, the things he lost in the pursuit of power and the life he's living now. All of it plays before his eyes. Suddenly, he shouts, "I'm not interested. Get out of my face." The god, calling him a foolish human, turns away. The preparations for a fight begin between the two, but then the Cheetah Girl shows up and no one knows what she's doing there. She's already destroyed her planet and now has come to Earth, yet she's not helping Saitama or the others. Despite all this, her confidence is sky high, and she literally says, "This is bad. We're already down. I need to finish this now." This was probably the biggest joke of the entire manga, honestly. But finally, she tries to fight a little, or at least makes an effort to. As she runs away, it's hard to understand how the artist even thought of this particular panel, because while many panels are top-notch, some look like they were drawn by a child. But anyway, alongside Cheetah Girl, Garu also gets ready to fight, saying, "Stop talking and fight already. You think you can fight me?" After that, God Character simply waves his hand and launches a deadly attack using air pressure, powerful enough to rip any normal human apart. But Garu dodges it and tries to attack God alongside Cheetah Girl. In response, God slams his hand into the ground, causing the earth to rise around him at high speed. The sheer velocity of the attack makes it even more dangerous. Garu and the Cheetah Girl find themselves trapped in the upheaved ground. At first, I didn't understand the attack. How exactly was the ground rising around them, and why were they so immobilized? Was it some sort of gravitational force affecting them? Or it becomes clear. The ground on either side of them shot up with such speed that they felt an immense gravitational pressure, rendering them unable to move. The scene then shifts to Sayitama, who appears deep in thought, but no, he's not pondering anything profound, not even about God. Instead, he's reflecting on a grave mistake he made recently. When he left the house, he forgot to save his game before switching off the console. However, in the very next moment, Saitama snaps into serious mode. Using the very mountain where God had struck him earlier as a launch pad, he propels himself straight toward God. God, noticing Saitama's approach, unleashes an attack. Saitama effortlessly dodges it. He lands below God and delivers a powerful punch, sending the divine being flying into the air. But Saitama doesn't stop there. Without missing a beat, he launches himself toward God again, preparing for his next devastating punch. Now, even the god knew that something was about to happen because Saitama was going to do something. So he was preparing his attack, the laser beam attack. But Saitama literally sliced through that laser beam with ease and landed a serious punch on the god. After that attack, the god's name and existence were completely erased. Honestly, I thought this would be the point where the manga would end. After this, the entire group of gods would come to fight Saitama. But that doesn't happen because even though Saitama's attack was incredibly powerful, so powerful that you could see it from space, the god still gets back up, taking advantage of Saitama's carelessness or perhaps the opening in his stance. The god manages to slam Sayitama into the ground. After Saitama's previous attack, the serious punch, Cheetah Girl was shocked. But the real problem was that the strongest opponent who could fight God on Earth had now been buried in the ground. This was the most shocking thing for Cheetah Girl, Genos, and Garu. Garu was unconscious, but even Genos couldn't understand how, after such a blow, God was still alive. If this entity could survive such a blow, how could they defeat it? And this guy God had narrowly escaped death but was still full of confidence. With this confidence, he said, such a powerful life form, but even black holes can't kill a god. Well, let me tell you one thing. Do you know what Saitama does to black holes? I don't the serious fight between Saitama and God begins. By fight, I mean a real serious fight. What happens next will be revealed in the next part. In the meantime, like this part so the next video can come quickly. If you like this video, make sure to like it, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more such videos. See you in the next video.